Hello there YouTube, it's me Defy Wilderness. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the second of this month's Korean toy reviews. Now today I've got something a little bit different. Now it's a toy line that I've bought from before, Miniforce, and their latest toy line is they've brought out a series of figures that are a bit weird and a bit strange. And I was looking at the selection of characters that they've designed for this particular toy line, and one of them caught my eye, and I thought, actually, that looks pretty good. So I decided to go ahead and get it. Now, for what you pay for it to import them from Korea and what you actually get, they're a little bit on the expensive side. I mean, you know, these figures retail for not a lot of money in Korea, as I understand it, for around about sort of like 15, 16 quid, or equivalent to in Korean won. And but to import them from the other side of the world, you're talking 40, 45 quid, which is a lot of money when you consider the size of the bot that you get. However, it's the alt mode that's of great interest. So what am I actually talking about? Well, I'm talking about Miniforce Super Cops Battle Cop. And so basically their latest Miniforce series is based around cops or police figures, and they've brought out a variety of figures for the line, and it's just an evolution of the Miniforce, you know, sort of Super Sentai stroke, you know, sort of like Power Ranger-esque type show that they do. But anyway, the latest one is, and here's the box. So quite a large box for what you actually get, and the reason why it's so big I'll show you in a moment. But as you can see, it's got a picture of the front, it's got like his name, Battle Cop, and obviously it's got a picture of the robot mode, picture of the alt mode, and then it's got more stuff on the side, and it's got stuff on the back, and then you got stuff on this side, including the big badge, logo on the top, and then all your product information underneath. But like I said, it's quite a large box considering the figure you get inside is kind of small. And the reason being is because it comes with a display base. And display bases, I mean, you've got the new Tobot 2023 figures. They're coming with display bases as well. So it seems to be a common thing going on with you know, Korean toys these days. They come with a display, but this one's got a slot in the top, and there's a reason for that, which we'll get to later. Right, now obviously comes with instructions, the usual, you know, sort of black and white pictures, and then you can see on the back it's got a list of all the different variants that they do for this particular subline, and there's 9 different variants of these head cop figures, for want of a better word. So that's the instructions. Now also he comes with a little base which also doubles up, you know, as a police badge, and apparently this one, it opens up like so, and apparently you can, you know, you can, like, you know, sort of clip it onto your belt and have it as like a, you know, like a toy sort of police badge. So that's something as well. But it has another function. And the figure. Now I'm starting in robot mode for today, because usually I start in the alt mode and go to the robot mode, but I'm going the other way round today because the alt mode is so unusual. I wanted to start with the robot mode. And here's the robot mode, and his name's Battle Cop. And obviously he's got very much this very black, dark, you know, sort of special forces, you know, sort of riot police type get up going on. Let's take the accessories off for a second. Looks pretty cool. He's got the head sculpt on the robot is sort of like a scaled down version of his alt mode, and he's got these there's like gold vents on his shoulders, got like all this detailing on there with like what looked like a targeting reticule and stuff. Got a nice colour palette with black and silver and bits of yellow, and looks really, really cool. He's got like double Gatling guns on his cuff shields, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff going on in the robot mode. It's a decent aesthetic, and I really like the way this thing looks. I mean, aesthetically, this thing looks cool in both modes. But he's not very big. Now I can prove a point when I do my size comparison. Starting off with Combiner Wars Megatron, who's a leader class figure, and as you can see, he's massive next to him. Now I've got some smaller figures. I mean, I'm refilming this video back to back to last week's review of Metal Carbot Wild Guardy. I'm literally filming this straight after doing that review. So I've also got Legacy Tarn, who's a Voyager, and as you can see, he's a bit smaller than a current Voyager figure. And then we've got Bombshell, who's again, he's a little bit bigger, so he's a similar sort of size to Wild Guardy. I haven't actually got Wild Guardy next to me now because I've taken him into the other room, but he's not a massively huge bot. And like I said, to import these into the West, they're kind of expensive because the shipping price is way more than the actual price of the figure. And I got overcharged for shipping on this guy as well, so he was over 40 quid, and it's like that's a lot of money for a figure this size. However, what it transforms into is quite unusual, and it's got a really cool aesthetic. So it does come with two accessories. Comes with this assault rifle, and comes with this thing which is referred to as a launcher. So what it launches, I don't know. Rubber bullets, smoke grenades, I don't know. Being that it's a police enforcement robot. So he has fists that are slightly angled inwards, and the pegs are off center on the things, so you can plug it in. Now this one has got a telescopic, sort of barrel or shaft that comes out, and then so he can hold that gun in that arm, and then this gun plugs in the other arm, and he can hold it in that arm. So he's tooled up, and not only has he got the Gatling guns on his wrist cuffs, he's also got a launcher and an assault rifle. So he's well tooled up for whatever it is he needs to battle. Right, so now these weapons do sort of fold up. I mean, like I said, this one has got like a collapsible section on it, so that folds up like that. And this has a pivot in the middle, so it folds up double. And they will come into play with weapon storage on the alt mode. Articulation, it's got a ball jointed head that allows full motion all the way around, a little bit of side to side, a little bit of forwards and backwards wiggle. Now this backpack kind of gets in the way of these shoulder pieces, so when you're moving the arms you get a little bit of collisions or clearance issues between, unless you bring it off, that is. Well, actually, I just found there's a peg on the back which has just detached. So you can take this piece off, and then obviously the arms go all the way round, and they can go in and out. But like I said, right, so I'll just plug that back on. So, but otherwise, the arms got a little bit of restricted motion. Now the elbows, you've got a good range on the elbow like that, but also you've got this extra joint up in the shoulder that moves backwards and forwards a couple of clicks, which can improve the range of the elbow a little bit. So you've got that. Now it does have these little flaps that are kind of loose. Now they come into play in the alt mode. They're like cover flaps for the elbows that are sticking out the front of the figure. But when they're not deployed, they just hanging around and wiggling all over the place. They should really stow into the inside of the arms, but they don't really. They don't play plug in at all. So yeah, the elbows, it's got a decent range on the elbows. No bicep swivels, even though there's a little bit of motion on the joint inside the shoulder. Waist joints, ratcheted waist joints, so that's pretty cool. Hips, just move the arms out of the way. Hips can go right out. Now, what's his face? Oh, what's that guy? Captain Kyle. Toy What's It keeps going like the toes up Van Damme, so he can do that. But like I said, he's got a waist joint. Hasn't got bicep swivels, but he does have, the ball joints do have a little bit of motion in the top of the hips, so you can, you know, fudge a sort of a thigh swivel. Knees 90 degrees and a soft ratchet, and then the feet don't really do much there. Again, you've got the usual sort of angle cut for, you know, neutral A stance going on. Right, so there we go. Decent little bot, usual sort of slightly restricted or limited articulation, but still it looks really cool. Transformation is quite simple on this guy. So basically what you do is you get these elbow joints, bring them back, and then fold the arm so it's like that. So you fold the arm and then bring it back like that. You then bring the shoulders up, and then there's a peg in the port in the back here that plugs in. So you bring that up and then plug it in to the chin, like so. Then these little flappy panels, which we're flipping around, you bring them round and they clip into place to form a cover for the back of the elbow, like so. Then got this tongue of the back of the head, so you bring that out, and then the visor, you bring that back, and then finally the legs. So you fold in the feet, fold up the heel spurs, clip the legs together, rotate the waist, and then fold it up. And then there's two pegs there which will go into these two ports here, and then you bring it back and then you just plug it in. Oh yeah, also these bits, these side panels on the legs have got to be rotated round 180 degrees, and then it will plug in like so. And there we have Miniforce Super Cop's Battle Cop in his alt mode, and he turns into a head, into a very stern looking robotic head. Now the weapons does have weapon storage. You've got this hexagonal port on here. Now you make sure this little teal sort of vent is facing forward, so you just plug that on there, and then the other gun, there's a loop and a peg there. So you get the handle, you clip it in, and then just locate it, and then there you go. And this is it. This is the alt mode. It turns into a head. So basically it's a headmaster, even though there's no body for the actual head to fit onto, because they are doing some large bots in the Miniforce Super Cops toy line. They've got a combiner which is pretty big. And they've also got this giant truck former called, what is it, Captain Commander, and I really want to get that because it looks super cool. It turns into like a massive truck trailer thing, and inside the truck trailer you can open it out and you can plug up to 4 of the head bots into it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I love the look of this. And out of all the 9 different variants of these, these head cops that they've done, this is the one I really like the look of, because Battle Cop, because he's got this massive, great sort of like protective visor. It's all in black. It's got like these sort of, well, you could say they're like camera or sort of monitors on the sides of his head. You've got these vents here. You've got the very mean looking face. He's almost got like a Batman type mask going on. It just looks super, super cool. It's got like the little the super cops, sort of police badge there. It looks really cool. I mean, okay, you've got the fires underneath, and there is a port on the bottom, because that little badge that you had, you can see it's got a peg in it, and it just plugs in, and it forms a base. So it will stand on a surface, and then if you get your little cardboard base, it's got a little slot in the back. And then you open this like that, and then it just slots in like so, and there you go. And that's what it does. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you can display it like that. But there is one more thing. Now, I was looking at this thing. I'm thinking, surely they must have made a robot or a body to fit these heads onto. But they haven't done one officially. But I was wondering, have I actually got any bots in my collection that would be big enough to fit a head like this? And happens I do. Now, I've dug him out of the loft. My Titans Return Fort Max. Because if I take Cerebros off, don't fall over, and I offer him up next to What's-It, you can see they're comparable in size. I mean, this thing's a little bit bulkier, but no, the face, the size of the face and the forehead and that, they're very, very similar. So I was wondering, would this work on Titans Return Fort Max? Now, because of the mounting, it doesn't quite fit, but I found that you can just sort of rest it on there. So there you go. That's what he looks like on a robot body. It can't really turn because it's just very lightly resting on there. It's because of the bottom of this isn't particularly flat, and you've got a bit of slight recess in there, which it will kind of rest in. But there you go. Yeah, so the Miniforce Super Cop headbots will technically work with Titans Return Fort Max. So yeah, there is that. So I just thought I'd show that in at the end of the video. Interesting little thing. I like the aesthetic on it. I love the aesthetic on this head cop thing. It looks cool. It looks really, really, really super, super cool. Some of the others have got nice designs as well. There's like 9 variants of this sort of bot. They all transform exactly the same. They've just got a different colours and different aesthetic design. Some of them do look pretty cool, but this was the one I liked the best. And this one's been super popular as well. It seems to be selling out in Korea. I noticed that KR Brickbot did now he's back in Korea. He did a sort of like a toy hunt around some local shops, and where they had the Miniforce headbots, they were all sold out of Battle Cops. So I think he's doing quite well. But yeah, I managed to get mine from a G Market. It was a bit expensive, with the shipping and everything. For what it is, it's not a particularly big figure, but I do like the aesthetic on this guy. I did appreciate it, and I wanted to get it as an example of the toy line. And I like to do this with some of these Korean toy lines. If they bring out a new toy line, I'll look at it and I'll see, is there anything in that toy line that tickles my fancy, that I would like to get, even though I might not want to get all the figures in the line because there's things about it that I don't like. But every now and again, they do come up with something, and this is just one such thing. It's a bot that I like the look of, and decided to get it, and he's actually pretty good. I quite like him. So there we go. That has been my review of Miniforce Super Cops Battle Cop. A very unusual transforming figure, but got a very, very cool aesthetic, and I like it quite a lot. So there you go, that's been my review for today. That's my reviews done for this month. Obviously this video will be going out on Saturday the 30th, so there's only one more day left in this month, so tomorrow it will be my end of month bot haul. And yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Obviously, if I wilderness, I'll catch you all next time. Ta-da.